Hey, Curious Connerys. Dylan here. We just want to give you a heads up that the following program contains conversation relating to topics that may or may not include physical and sexual assault and self-harm and mistreatment of different cultures. We are in no way condoning these things. But given that Sean Connery has acted in films going back many years, they've tended to come up. To spin a phrase from Disney, many of these films include negative depictions and or mistreatment of people or cultures that were certainly wrong then and are definitely wrong now. But rather than not discuss this content, we'd like to acknowledge its harmful impact, learn from it, and create conversation for a richer future. Stay curious, folks. And now, on to our show.
Tonight, our special report comes to you from the Happy Farm. Is it entertainment or therapy?
Connery Curious! Saga, The Last Crusade, You Only Live Twice, and the Anderson Tapes, Murder on the Orient Express. You never know what the wheel's gonna spin next. Marnie and a Woman of Straw, and a Voodoo Man in Africa. We are curious of the filmography of Sir Sean Connery.
I just wanted to see the ghost of Frank Sinatra. I'm recording now.
Like, if it was my ghost story, I would have hired somebody dressed as Frank Sinatra, like just in powdered himself with flour, so he looks like a ghost, and he's just like walking around. He's like snapping his fingers.
Hey.
It's like, hey, how you doing? I'm Frank Sinatra. Oh, hey, Jelly, get me my thing. I don't know, man. I just want to see Frank Sinatra's
You
ghost.
smell like beef and cheese. You don't smell like Frank Sinatra.
You smell like beef and cheese. Wait a minute. You're not Frank Sinatra. Any losers. I'm recording now.
Okay. Well, as the conversation was starting to get good, I'm like, we need to get some of this on tape.
Like,
on
man,
physical tape.
Yeah, if the only ghost of somebody I wanted to see was Frank Sinatra, dude.
What if you saw the ghost of my dad?
That'd be weird.
Yeah.
What if
And
he
he
was
didn't say anything about me.
And he was dressed as Frank Sinatra.
Yes.
Fly me to the moon. Oh, thank you.
My dad could sing.
Was he?
He could sing a little bit, yeah.
Okay.
But then to add context to the comedy bit, he says nothing about me. He's like, hey, you're Mario. And you're like, yeah, you're Dylan's dad. He's like,
who? I never heard of her.
Mario Lima.
Dylan Titus.
It is good to see you again, my friend.
I know for the audience it's been a week or so, but for us it's been
2 weeks.
We did
I'm sorry. I switched it there. Yes, for the audience, it's been a week.
For us, it's been 1,700 hours. I don't know how many.
1,000 years. Let's do the clap here.
Let's clap.
1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3. Excellent.
I'll tell you one good thing, man, about this might be a thing now. I might go to Nashville every time around this time of year from now on, because as soon as we got back, the clocks changed, so I'm technically still in Central Time.
They're only an hour off, right?
They're only an hour off, so we
Yeah.
flew back and like nothing really changed. Because the first couple days, I didn't think it was gonna mess with me, because I've been a couple times in different time zones, so it hasn't really affected me. But that one affected me in a weird way. So like we got in at 1 a.m. that time, but it's 2 a.m. here. And then when you finally get down, I'm like, I'm exhausted. And like Alicia's like, yeah, man, it's like 3 o'clock our time. That's why we're exhausted. I'm like, man. So I finally got adjusted. I was like, man, we're going to be like feeling rough when we go home. And then we look at the calendar. I'm like, oh, yeah, no, daylight savings. We're going to be fine. So this might be a new tradition, just to avoid daylight savings.
So now you're one of the Americans that doesn't want to vote against it.
Exactly.
I'm for daylight savings time. Every 6 months, I'm going to Nashville.
Exactly. Yeah, that's like a thing, right? People trying to like change daylight savings or not have it happen
for farmers
or something.
It was for farmers,
right?
which and at this point the farming methods of farming are far different. So, you know, lights exist.
Lights.
I don't know. I'm also very ill-informed. But
But anyways, yeah, man, we're back
it definitely
here.
messed
This
me
is
up yesterday. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah,
it definitely
yeah, it
messed me
was-
up yesterday. I slept way too much.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, and I could like adjust the clocks. And it's funny because so Alicia keeps a big red digital clock in the corner of our room. She's done this ever since I've started dating her. It was like always 10 minutes ahead, 10 or 15 minutes.
Oh, so she's on time more?
So she's always on time.
Yeah, I
It's
do
like
that.
that.
Sometimes it doesn't help me though.
It's like that Fall Out Boy lyric. Set my clocks early because I know I'm always late. But I didn't know that was a deal because I remember like I saw it one day at her place. I woke up at her place. This is before like she was working at a bar and I was still working my old job and she had left before me. And I saw her clock. I'm like, oh man, I should fix this. Like this clock is off. And I fixed it. She called me. She's like, did you touch my clock? I'm like, yeah. What about it? It's just like that's supposed to be set exactly 10 minutes ahead of time. And I'm like, what are you, Doc Brown? You're like, it's like Marty. You knows my clocks? Yes, they're set exactly 25 minutes slow. Doc, are you telling me it's 9:45? I'm late for school. But yeah, crazy. So like seeing that when we got home, it was like almost like 2 hours ahead. I'm like, hold on, we gotta fix this clock. The clock's all fucked up now. But a little fun tidbit about time. We're talking a lot about time today.
Are we? We're gonna
Yeah,
talk a lot about. I mean, I think we're gonna talk a lot about the times we live in today.
Yeah. And we should, I guess, I know you want to talk about it. Let's talk about it now. Speaking of time, a band we both really enjoy from back in time released a new song somehow.
Yeah. Well, all right. Well, we gotta first. We've been talking for 6 minutes now. We should tell the people what this is. If
If they don't know what this is, then how did we get
welcome
here?
to the podcast about time.
The Time Podcast.
Yeah, and it's called "It's About Time."
I like that.
Welcome to "It's About Time." Curious.
It's about time. Time curious. No, guys, this is
Connery
excuse me.
Curious.
This is Connery. I choked him. I spit there a
You
little
okay
bit.
there?
I'm okay. But yes, this is Connery Curious, the podcast where myself and Dylan Titus go through every single film in the filmography of Sir Sean Connery.
That was a guitar chord. It was saying bring me more guitar chords.
Bring me more guitar chord. That's my favorite guitar chord is the bring chord.
Bond chord.
The Bond chord. But yeah, so we're going to be doing, today we're doing Wrong is Right.
It's an E minor with a major 9.
Is that what the Bond chord is?
An E minor with a major 7 and a 9 added. So
Okay.
that's what that is. Okay.
I love that chord. Love
Me
that
too.
chord.
Me too.
But yes, we're doing 1982's Wrong is Right, a comedy drama starring Sean Connery.
Yes.
And-
Wrong is Right, released in the UK as The Man with the Deadly Lens.
Oh, man.
In which I've also on the subject of music, I've been humming to myself, or not humming. I put lyrics to it. If you want to get rid of your friends, the man with... Oh, wait, no, fuck, what was it? I've already messed it up.
No.
Okay, hold on.
We'll fix it
Hold
in
on,
post.
here we go. I won't fix it in post. It's funnier if I leave it in. Here we go. If you want to not look at your friends, the man with the deadly lens.
Ooh,
Anyway.
I like that. But yeah, so Wrong is Right. We're excited to talk about this. But yeah, before we get into it, should we talk about this crazy cultural moment?
Yeah, and it's funny because
We talk about the Beatles a lot on the show, so I
Yeah.
feel like it's appropriate.
it's funny because the today's film that we're discussing is relevant to times both now and then. And at the start of this film, Connery gives us several ma and ba, ma and ma, when ma is ma, and so it's kind of it fits with this because let's talk a little bit about the new Beatles, the final Beatles song, Now and Then. Yeah, let's talk about it for a little bit because Connery, James Bond didn't like the Beatles.
Hated
And that
the
was at the
Beatles.
start of their career. So let's talk about the very end of the Beatles' career real quick. What'd you think of it, Mario?
I thought it was really cool. So my first experience with it was I heard it was coming out, but then like I forgot all about when it was coming out, and it happened to be on Disney Plus. I think we were watching Loki. Finale's come up next week. We're excited for it. And yeah, they released it on the video on Disney Plus, and there is like a little documentary behind the scenes thing too that I haven't watched yet.
I think it's on YouTube as well.
Yeah, on YouTube as well. Yeah, but I thought it was interesting. They put it up on Disney Plus too, which is cool because I think the other Beatles documentaries on there too. The which one was it? Get Back. That one's on there too. So I was like, oh man, and Britt, who you've met, I think I connected you guys talking about her Beatles connection. Her like grandfather had worked with them a few times in the past. So she's a huge Beatles fan. So I was like, do you want to like share this moment together and watch this new video? And we're like, yeah. Put it on, and it's really good. Really good music wise, classic Beatles, very emotional because it's like, wow, this is like the last thing we'll ever hear from this band ever. And I love that the video is a little jarring.
Yeah,
for sure. It's just like, it's a lot of AI and like, it's goofiness, very poorly done green screening, which I was kind of like, why couldn't you just get those two in a room together?
Yes, the green screening of Paul and Ringo into the same awkward studio shot was uncomfortable. That was more uncomfortable than the AI stuff. Some of those images with the faded borders were a little weird. Not the images themselves, it's just why do it like that? I don't know.
And that like awkward kind of like John dancing.
I liked that, and conducting the orchestra. That was nice. I liked that, and I liked. At the first time I saw old Paul and old Ringo with young George and young John from Magical Mystery Tour, from the Hello Goodbye video and from the I Am the Walrus video. I need to rewatch it. At the first shot, I was just, nope. And then it instantly like redeemed itself, and I forgave it. And I'm like, wow, okay, these are working. These shots are all working. I think it was just the first one that didn't work for me. So, but I need to rewatch it. I've listened to the song about 7 or 8 times now, and I started our Zoom call by singing it. I know it's true. Sorry. It's good. It's really good. It is a beautiful John Lennon tune. I need to listen to the full version because there is a part of the song that was not used. Part of John's demo that was not used. Where did you first listen to it? How did you first listen to it?
So we're in the Berkey's living room, and they have a pretty nice little sound bar situation in their living room TV. So it sounded good. It sounded really good in there.
Yeah.
Pretty
so you
big
listened to
TV
it with other people?
Yeah. I think Alicia was there too, but she was kind of like not focusing too much into it. Me and Britt were pretty like into it. I usually listen to new stuff like that by myself because I want it with headphones on and stuff like that. But I was kind of like, we're here. Let's watch it.
Yeah, I was sitting in my room with the shades drawn, pretty much pitch black, with my nice Bose headphones on. I cried a lot, and I missed my dad because he didn't get to hear this. Anyway, I will say, of the 3 songs that it is a set of, because the first Anthology 1 opens with Free as a Bird, Anthology 2 opens with Real Love. Anthology 3 was supposed to open with Now and Then, but they didn't finish it. And it opens with A Beginning, which is a classical piece composed by George Martin that was supposed to open the Ringo song Don't Pass Me By, which is never understood that. The two pieces are completely tonally different. Of the three songs that it's that it's a trilogy of, I think it's the weakest. I think Real Love is the best, Free as a Bird is second, and Now and Then is third. Real Love is just such a good song. I'm really impressed with the production. I think it's funny that Paul gets the last note of the Beatles' career, but Ringo gets the last word. Have you listened to it with headphones on? Like really sat and taken it in?
Oh, no, not yet.
Okay, well, you'll notice that the last note played is Paul doing an octave an octave slide. And then you hear Ringo, if you turn it up, you hear Ringo in the background go, "That was a good one." So I thought it was kind of interesting. And it's funny, Paul getting the last note, because it's unnecessary. Like the chord strums out, the final chord strums, and then it's like, whoa, all right, you didn't need to do that. Could have just ended with the chord, Paul.
Yeah.
I see. He's like, still, yeah, it's John wrote it, but I finished it. And Ringo acknowledged that it was good. Ringo patted me on the back. I wouldn't have him in the same room as me, though.
Through his green screen, he patted you on the back.
He smells. And then you get Ringo in the room, you're like, no, it's Paul that smells. Paul smells terrible. He's always farting. I fought once in that Get Back documentary, and everyone thinks I'm the smelly one. He shits his pants.
One more thing about the video.
Of course.
How jarring, and did you get emotional seeing George? Just old George, like 1995 George Harrison.
Well, watch the anthology documentary.
All that footage is there.
Yeah, because that's what they were doing that for. So I've seen a lot of that footage. It's very comforting seeing long hair George with that little bun at the top of his head.
Oh, yeah.
Just very content with life. And there's footage in anthology of him. I think he's walking into the studio and he shows that he's sneaking alcohol in, I think.
Oh, George.
I'm probably wrong about that, but yeah, I have the Beatles anthology. I'll let you borrow it.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, I'm actually watching the video a little bit on mute, just kind of looking at the footage and that. It's just really cool to see them, and then seeing the young Beatles too with them. It's just it's crazy. It's just it's one of those things where it's now is a good time to put this out, I guess, because we have the technology to do this kind of crazy stuff.
Well, have you heard the original demo?
No.
It's amazing because it's John Lennon, but it sounds really bad. There is a hum on the low frequency that is overbearing. It really taints the whole recording. So that's what was really keeping them from working.
Yeah,
on
what was
that,
it
and George apparently didn't really like it.
Yeah, wasn't he on the piano and they were trying to isolate the piano or something like that because he was?
I'm pretty sure Paul just played the piano on it as well. You know what I mean? Because you wouldn't really want to use. If you want to isolate his vocals, you know what I mean? Now that you have the technology to do that, you isolate the vocals. Whereas in Free as a Bird and Real Love, that didn't have it was just the vocals and the piano. You didn't really have a choice, you know?
Yeah.
But I listened to the demo of Now and Then, and it's hard to listen to because of that frequency that just persists through. It's really, really kind of ruins the demo, and it made it pretty unusable until Peter Jackson's technology there. Not his, but you know what I'm saying, his teams. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe it is his. I need to do my research on that. But yeah,
man.
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, a great moment for Beatles fans in general.
Oh, it's true. It's all because of you.
Hell yeah, man.
And if I make it through, it's all because of you. Sorry.
Yeah, great track, brother. Great track. Love it.
All right, now let's move on to the film that we're covering today.
Right.
As you flex your muscles for me.
21 minutes in. Yeah. It's time for Connery Curious.
Connery Curious. This is our spiting of him in Goldfinger.
Yes. So how dare you listen to the Beatles without earmuffs? So yeah, we're covering Wrong is Right from 1982, the comedy drama. We'll look at the tomato meter here real quick before we start getting into all that fun stuff.
Directed by Richard Brooks.
Tomato meter gave it a 27% and an audience score of 39%. The big question is, Dylan, do you agree with that score?
No. It's not that bad.
It's fun. This movie got me through my flight. It made me want to take another flight.
I like this movie.
Yeah, this was probably the most fun Connery.
I'm talking like this now. Sorry.
Yeah, it was so much fun. It was a fun movie to the point where, like I said, I watched the first half on my first flight, and an hour left. Then I got another flight that was like 2 hours long, and I finished the hour, and I was going to move on to a podcast, but I was like, I almost want to rewatch the movie right away because I was like, this was fun.
I'm going to rewatch this.
Oh, yeah,
Spoilers.
absolutely. Yeah.
Spoilers for the ending. I'm going to rewatch
Absolutely. I kind of wish we watched this one together.
Me too.
I think we would have enjoyed this one together. It was a lot of fun here. So
yeah, I had a lot of fun watching this movie. Spoilers, I just finished it about half an hour ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Well, no, at this point, an hour ago. So
yeah, so I had some time to marinate a bit here.
Well, I watched the first half of it last night, and I watched the second half tonight. So
yeah, because
but it didn't affect my enjoyment of the film.
Understandable.
So what do we got? Do you want me to take over here? It's been a while since we've done a Connery Curious, man. I feel like I don't know how to do it. Help me. IMDb gives it a 5.7. Do you agree with that?
Out of 10?
10. Yeah.
No.
Neither do I.
Like, what's going on, man?
Huh? Is this sort of the Valiant Part 2?
I guess. Like, I thought like this was so. I thought it was
Lens
a ton
of the
fun.
Valiant.
Yeah, there was like it was like because I didn't know what to expect from this movie because we're like, okay, it's gonna be a comedy. How's Connery gonna comedy? That's another podcast, Connery comedy. But yeah, it was funny, and it still had like that kind of like that. It literally it's a comedy drama. That drama hit pretty hard.
Oh yeah,
certain things kind of gave me the shakes because I was on a plane during this.
Yeah.
And so I was
Mario, we're gonna have to talk about how true to life this movie is.
How trippy it is, especially that towards the end, the final acts. It's like the building they are on, and the situations that they were in. I'm like, oh man, this is spooky.
Yeah,
spooky.
And the fact that, okay. All right, I'm gonna do the trailer voice, and then, because then the audience will know what this film is about, and then we can really get into the discussion. Trailer voice time. Oh, actually, you know what? I like this IMDb storyline. We'll go with this one by Brian W. Martz, though my brain read that quickly as Brian M. Warts.
Ew.
Sorry, Brian. Brian W. Martz. A satire of American news reporting, covert agencies, and political systems. The theft of 2 suitcase-sized nuclear weapons and their sale to a terrorist group leads television newsman Patrick Hale on an international chase to track them down and uncover the twisting maze of apparent involvement of U.S. government agencies.
Just growl at the end. I can't hear it on Zoom. I'm sure it sounds great in post.
Yeah, it will. You better listen.
I will. Man. So
You
like,
better listen.
I will listen.
You better. Sorry,
Better.
continue.
So like my first kind of note.
You better.
My first note is the beginning. I said to myself, "Is this a Bond movie? Are we starting like?" It reminded me of the beginning of You Only Live Twice. It's like the space, like the satellites, and the music is kind of Bondish. And that's not our only Bond connection here. Let me show you my new favorite Connery poster. Is this one right here?
Oh, I love it. I love it.
So good. For those who will probably show it on Instagram, but it's Connery with the camera as a gun doing the gun barrel pose as his character in Wrong is Right with two lovely women in bikinis, and then there's like explosions and tanks behind him.
That's good.
It's a fun, like this movie knew exactly what it was. It was poking fun.
And it pokes fun at the Bond series.
Absolutely, yeah.
It definitely does. But something I really want to get out of the way here first. Not that this is good fortune by any means, but I feel like we might be karmically aligned with the universe, Mario.
Go on.
Because our wheel of curiosities seems to always spin something that is relevant both to the situation around us or a personal situation. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
Oftentimes. Well, this is film number 40. I'd say it's happened at least a dozen times. And right as the news cycle... This is going to be... Sorry, folks, this is not fun stuff to talk about here. But right as the news cycle of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict is really, really ramping up, this is the movie that the wheel gives us. Isn't that strange?
It is.
Anyway, and how instead of like doing our part to help in some way, if we even knew how, we're sitting here watching a movie. And that's what this movie's about, to some extent,
Yeah, it really is. Yeah.
How it's show business, and then Sean Connery starts singing. Anyway, so I'll try not to be as depressing anymore. My heart goes out to anybody that is suffering out there. Anybody. Anyway, love to the universe. Okay, off of that. Do we want to go to the Wikipediums?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, it's a short one. In the near future, violence has become something of a national sport, and television news has fallen to tabloid depths. Patrick Hale, a globe-trotting reporter with access to a staggering array of world leaders, has ventured to the Arab country of Maghreb to interview his old acquaintance, King Ibn Awad. Awad has learned that the President of the United States may have issued orders for his removal. As a result, Awad is apparently making arrangements to deliver 2 suitcase nukes to a terrorist with the intention of detonating them in Israel and the United States unless the president resigns. In the intricate plot that unfolds, nothing is quite the way it seems, and Hale finds himself caught between political leaders, revolutionaries, CIA agents, and other figures trying to get to the bottom of it all. Okay, now we can get into it, because the fourth paragraph literally starts with "in the final twist." So let's cover some notes until then.
All right. You go first here. It was so hard for me to do notes on the plane because I just had like my cell phone and like nothing else.
You watching on a laptop?
No, it's on my phone. I literally have my phone out with me, and like
Was this the first Connery Curious film you watched on a phone?
two firsts on a phone and on a plane. It was like this was a crazy experience for me. So yeah, it's hard to kind of switch back and forth for notes.
Yeah, did it ruin the experience watching it on a phone?
No, not at all. It seemed to be. I got these really great noise cancellation headphones.
Nice.
When I was out there in Nashville, and I was like, so it shuts out everything, which was great for the second flight because we had a baby crying the entire time.
Sitting between you guys, it was someone else's baby.
Can you hold my baby for this flight, please? But yeah, I was like, but
we couldn't get it a seat, and I don't have any arms.
But no, they were so good that like I didn't. Cause I remember I look over and like Alicia's kind of like making like a struggling face. And I'm like, you good? And I took off my headphones. I heard the baby crying. I'm like, oh my God, is that what you've been listening to for the last 2 hours? Oh my God.
Did she not have a pair of headphones?
She had a pair of headphones, but they weren't like noise canceling. They were like little earbuds.
No.
So like,
no.
so yeah, I highly recommend these headphones. Are great. They're by Soundcore. They were like, it's a cheap pair. Not cheap. They're like $40, but like great Bluetooth wireless headphones. And like, yeah, they got me through a movie, and they sounded great. And yeah, I got to hear every detail in every Connery news report in this movie. It was great. So yeah, it was a little tough to take notes on this ride, but I'll probably remember things. I got a movie pulled up too, so I can kind of like remind myself of stuff.
Okay, well, I'll go through to the best of my ability. So we get Connery right at the start with his opening narration. As a satellite flies over the Earth, as many satellites fly over the Earth, we get Connery doing a narration, and I'm just going to get into it, Mario. This is not my score of the score, but at this moment, this was my score of the score. 10. That opening musical score is phenomenal.
Yeah, it's really good.
So good. It's the funkiest porn music I've ever heard. And we'll get into the discussion of the musical score when we rank it, but wow, that opening music was great. And we first see Connery, I wrote at 305.
Oh, I had 304. Interesting.
Oh, 304.5 then.
There
Look at
it
that.
is.
Meet in the middle. I like how the musical score... Sorry, I'm going to get into this as well because it's one of my notes here. The Dr. No beeps. That's what starts off the film. The same beeps from Dr. No.
Yeah. That's why I said like that first section. It feels like a handful of Bond movies. Like it's kind of got that feeling of Dr. No, and of course the space sequence in You Only Live Twice.
Did you just say sequence?
Did I say sequence?
You said sequence.
Oh my
like you became
God.
Connery mid-word.
Oh my
Sequence.
God, he's taking over my life, dude. Did I tell you that story about side story that Mike and Britt's little daughter has a Connery accent too?
No.
She's
What?
2, and she's adorable. But like, yeah, she does that. She does that now, where she will pronounce certain words with an sh. She's like, I want to go on the swings. And we always
she could just have been watching too much Wayne's World.
swing. But we always have a joke that like she should have been my kid because she's like she loves Mike Myers' Cat in the Hat. She loves Spider-Man. And she also speaks in a Connery accent from time to time.
Oh my God!
So she's like, "I would like to go on the swings, Daddy, please.
Oh yes.
I would like a
Push
snack.
me on the seesaw.
I would like some Pringles, please.
The monkey bars.
The monkey bars, yay.
The jungle gym. That one doesn't have an S. I guess I'll have to go on jungle gyms.
Jungle gyms.
Many jungle gyms. More than one. Is it your kid?
No,
Oh. Okay.
thank you. I don't want. Drop
my-
the news here. It's my kid. Maury
My
comes
next
out.
note. No. Sean Connery comes out. Patrick Hale comes out. Now, how did you feel about it being your kid? And you only had to pay $400? What'd you think of that opening? Of all the acts of violence, and then it turns out
I was like, yeah, like at first, I
we get an
like,
old lady beating up the muggers,
and like the one wife shotgunning
shoots her husband right in the face.
Oh my god! Like I remember my jaw dropping because I was kind of like, I'm like, oh, this looks like it's gonna be a lot of fun because we had that music in there, and like I was like, ready for a comedy, and then all this violence starts happening. I'm like, holy crap, what's going on? And then you come up to Connery, and he's like, it's like, oh yeah, it's just facility that it's basically one of those like glass breaking places where you can like. To do everything you want, and that creepy kid is like, it's like, do you hate your parents? She's like, oh no. It's like, what if they're watching? That dramatic zoom.
Why does the kid sound like Connery too?
No, I'm like,
oh yes, I hope they're watching.
I hope they're watching.
I hate my parents. Oh no, it's gotten me too. Help! And then everyone in the movie just slowly starts becoming, oh, help! It's me, John Saxon, but I can't be myself anymore. Who are you? John Saxon.
How much do you love seeing Connery behind a news desk?
My next note is Ron Burgundy.
He's Ron Burgundy.
And the newsroom looks exactly like it's out of Anchorman.
It does.
I love it.
Which is funny because we just watched Anchorman the other night in Nashville.
As did I.
Is that really?
I watched it maybe like 2 weeks ago. Nicole had never seen it.
Oh yeah, it was on Netflix. And we're like, I felt like I was in the mood to watch it. It was like when we first got to Nashville. I was like, let's watch Anchorman.
Was it the unrated version?
No, it was on Netflix, so probably I don't think so.
Well, you can tell because the unrated version specifically, you got the two changes I always remember is I woke up and I shit a squirrel. I mean it. I think we're still alive. Oh no, Brick! I think I ate your chocolate squirrel. That's not in it. It's something else. It's like 3 way worse gags.
Oh yeah, so I don't think that was it.
And then the one fuck in the movie, when it's the PG-13 cut, you only get "Go fuck yourself, San Diego." But in the unrated cut, as he's being dragged out, he's like, "Don't you know I would never fucking say fuck? I would never ever fucking say fuck."
Yeah, totally Ron Burgundy. Great stash.
Great mustache in this movie. I wonder if Will Ferrell modeled himself off Patrick Hale or not.
I feel like he said in an interview he had there's specific like that era of news anchors, but yeah, this is like it's such an interesting view of him at the little wooden desk and like has a little TV next to him. It's insane. Like one of my favorite quotes is like just hearing him say it is like how do you say it? Is murder as American as apple pie? Like that's like the funniest thing I've ever heard him say. Like I want him to do the news from now on. Like I want an AI Connery reading the news for me.
Talking about now and then, isn't it funny how all of these things from then are still just as relevant now and 50 times worse?
Yeah, if you look, like I have a screenshot of him saying is murder as American as apple pie, and the TV behind him says murder every 27 minutes, rape every 8 minutes, robbery every 1 minute, burglary.
Yeah, you can just take all of those numbers now and put a decimal at the front of them.
Right.
Like that's America now.
Oh man. But yeah, it was really cool to see him. It's like, I love that title sequence of like it's just him in like really wacky situations. He's like has like a helmet on. He's still reporting the news. It's
I loved that opening. I loved that montage. That credit montage was so good and so dumb, but also so effective expositionally. Like, you got everyone and what they were doing. It set up everything. It was a beautiful montage of everything that's going on in the movie. And it was, like, edited in the same way like the Dr. No title sequence was, where just the music just changes real quick, just because now we're in a new situation of the film. And, yeah, my next note on that is George Grizzard and the Lizard Wizard. Because George Grizzard is who plays President Bedford Forrest Frosty Lockwood.
Frosty.
Stay frosty. I like that tune.
Me too. That was new Van Halen, right?
Most recent Van Halen. Yeah, it was just like 10 years old at this point, right?
Oh, wow. Yeah, huh? That was
11 years old. It came out when we were in college.
Yeah, holy shit. That's right.
Yeah.
Damn, time flies way too quickly.
And the song itself is like 50 years old.
Yeah, it's basically Ice Cream Man. different.
Exactly. Can we change the lyrics? Yeah, how about stay frosty? Like, Dave, do you just want an ice cream? No. Yes.
How,
Anyway.
yeah, like, speaking of, like, I was talking about, like, performances here, man. How crazy was it to see Connery and Leslie Nielsen in a room together? And Leslie Nielsen's not goofy in this movie.
Mario, literally, my next note is Frank Drebin. Okay, it's a two-part note. I had to remember what it meant. Frank Drebin, and then I put at cow car accident. So when all the men with the chic turbans are running around, I said that wrong. You know what I'm saying? The headpiece. Forgive me. I'm incorrect here. Hold on. I'm gonna make sure I'm right.
It's not a turban. It's something else, right?
The keffiyeh. We did this before.
That's
we
right.
did this before.
We have.
The keffiyeh. I'm going to learn it now. Keffiyeh. Okay. So all the men are running around in the keffiyehs, being upset about the cow being hit by the car. I wanted one of them to be Frank Drebin from the start of Naked Gun 1. When it's all the world leaders and it's the world leaders and the terrorists at the table and whatnot, and then he slams the thing down on the guy's hand and gets Gorbachev and rubs off his spot. He's like, I knew it. My voice went unintentionally gravelly there, and I did a decent Frank Drebin.
Good job.
I won't be able to ever do it again, though. I really wanted that. I really wanted Frank Drebin to show up in that scene. He like helps fight off everyone. And he's like, Connor's like, who are you? Frank Drebin, police squad. And then as they're walking back to the car, he trips over the cow or something.
Since we're on a topic of the desert scene, man, that Connery in the like. It reminded me of like the land speeder from New Hope a little bit, but like that red like go-kart thing. And
which also felt like a Bond thing that like never was in a Bond movie.
Right. And my note there was I want to cut this with like Mos Eisley, like him talking about like, oh yes, you know this, and you look over and it's a bunch
You'll
of
never
like
find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy.
It's him. They see the Jawas like with their like collecting scraps and stuff like, oh yes, they're looking for oil and droid potch. And then
all we need to do is take that scene and put Binary Sunset over it.
Yeah, really. But I also made
or
a note,
Duel of the Fates.
Duel of the Fates.
Because that's what's playing when Anakin's speeding off. Oh my God, I'm sorry. Real quick. This morning, I gotta send this to you. This morning, I watched Frank Drebin CGI'd into Star Wars. It's gold. It's fucking gold, man. Oh my God. You talk. I'm gonna send it to you right now.
All right. But yeah, when he's on the wheel and there he's like narrating, I said, oh, this is like Edinburgh on wheels. Cause that's his documentary voice.
Yes. Yes,
And he's wearing the
this
same
film
hat.
is like a spiritual sequel to Edinburgh.
It really is.
Edinburgh. I'm never gonna say that right. Edinburgh.
Edinburgh.
This film is like a spiritual sequel to Edinburgh.
Yeah, like him just driving around and he's like looking at the camera. I'm like, is this a documentary or a movie? It was so hilarious. I want to see. Yeah, I want to CGI him in the red cart, like in Mos Eisley, so bad. we gotta figure out that technology and see if we can do it.
My next note is John Saxon and Hardy Kruger. Do you think John Saxon was in this movie to track down another Kruger? Yeah, so Leslie Nielsen and Sean Connery in a scene together.
Yeah, it was interesting to say the least. I was like, what year is the first Naked Gun movie?
Hold on. 88.
Okay, so
1988.
So a bit after this. Yeah, it's always gonna be weird to see Leslie Nielsen like in a more serious role because he's not really funny in this. There's a couple like ridiculous scenes.
Airplane was 1980, so he was already being a comedic actor at that point.
Okay.
And he's definitely played for comedy in this film. Yeah, he's playing like a hokey politician that he's running for president. Franklin Mallory, excuse me. Yeah, it was the scene with he and Connery together was not particularly funny, but his character was very funny, and Connery's character was very funny. What do you got brewing there?
No, I'm like trying to look for the scene of Leslie Nielsen. They're doing it like a little like kind of like it was like a hillbilly like barbecue, and he's like firing off firework and stuff. Remember, he shoots the poster and stuff. I'm trying to find that scene because that's the only scene I remember that.
It's towards the back half of the film.
Yeah, because I was like one of the most like probably the funnier Leslie scenes. It's just like very outrageous character. But yeah, I feel like Connery brought the comedy in this movie.
Yeah, he was quite funny in this movie. My next note is clever title in the opening sequence, covering the skydiver that is clearly not Sean Connery.
Oh yeah.
That because you see Connery jump out of a plane, but it's
I
just
laughed so hard
medium shot.
Because like in my head when I saw them skydiving, I'm like, that'd be so funny if Connery was next to them with the video camera filming it, and then right when I said that, you see him with the goofy helmet with the camera on it, he's jumping in. That was the funniest thing. I'm like, this is the best, some of the best Connery moments, like comedy-wise. It's so funny in this. I saw that, I was like, you gotta be kidding me. So good.
He's having fun in this.
Oh yeah, there's so much fun to be had here.
Okay, when they get to the embassy, there's a guard at the gate, and he looks like our friend Eric.
Okay, I think I know what you're talking about too.
Yeah. There's a quote, you can't just buy nuclear bombs at a drugstore like golf balls. Can you buy golf balls at a drugstore?
Yeah, I think you could, yeah.
Seems more like an 80s thing.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I don't see them in CVS or anything these days, but that's probably
actually, you know what? Now that you think of it,
yeah, they have
that's like sporting goods.
Yeah.
At CVS.
Yeah,
I bought Walgreens.
Yeah, I bought a basketball at Walgreens. So yeah, so that must be a thing.
Okay, yeah, 'cause I'm sure. Oh, summer barbecue. I did DoorDash for a while. Summer barbecues. So get some. Whatever for the part, we run out and grab it. Okay, well, I'm pretty sure I've delivered a wiffle ball bat. So, Sean Connery has very ASMR narrations.
Yeah, he does so good with narration.
It's very soft spoken, and
very clear, very very clean. We'll talk about it after the SHing, but like. It's very. It's like cream cheese. Smooth like cream cheese. It's a little rough, but it's smooth. It goes good on a bagel. Nice. I love a smear of Connery's vocals.
A smear?
A smear.
A smear?
A smear.
A smear? Okay. Orb phones. Everyone had all the people in the White House have orb phones. Did you notice that?
Yeah, they're all really.
Like a magic 8-ball.
Yeah, a lot of retro stuff in this movie that I was kind of like into. Like even like the phones and stuff, like the regular phones. What was it? I'm trying to find it. Even like the yeah, it's in the.
Share your screen with me so I can see the parts you're skimming.
I don't know if it's gonna show. 'Cause it's on Amazon. I'll try it though. Let me see. Hold on, can you see this? Or is it black screen?
Yes, I can.
Oh, you can?
I can see that.
Oh, excellent.
Yep.
Yeah, this is the room with the weird, like, it's like, it reminded me of Men in Black. Like, it was like Men in Black phones. Like, see how, like, they're like chrome? I've never seen a phone like that, ever.
Yeah. Is that what they have in the situation?
I guess. These weird, like, phones. And then, there's something, yeah, but it's like, yeah, super cool, man. Yeah, I just been kind of like skimming through. I can't stop watching this scene because I just love.
That is so cool.
I love that. Like the music behind it's great, and then like you see him just. I'm like,
what is that thing called? I'm gonna look that up. That red thing like.
It's like it's like a
three-wheeled sail car.
Yeah, it's like a wind powered buggy because there's no electronics on that. He's just kind of steering it, and the wind is taking him. I want one, just to kind of drive around in.
Huh? A wind powered vehicle. These typically have wind powered vehicles. A Belgian Class 3 competition land yacht. That's what it's called. It's called a land yacht.
A land yacht.
Yeah.
I love it so much. It's just like, it looks like so much fun to kind of this wheel around in. Love it.
Yeah, and what? Oh yeah, put some Star Wars music over that. Put Binary Sunset or something. Leave the screen share going there. It was actually, as I was seeing images from the film, more things were coming to my mind.
Oh, beautiful.
I like that Unger, the weapons dealer, played by Hardy Kruger. Helmut Unger, right there. Yeah, him. His hideout has like he's a weapons dealer, and his hideout has like a beautiful museum display of all the weapons that he has.
He's like a Batman villain.
Yeah. Or it's just like art that he likes. And it's kind of a Q scene as well. Because he's showing him what the gadgets do. Look at how relaxed he is in the back of that dune buggy there.
There are a few gadgets in this movie, which got me excited.
Yeah, the camera is one of them.
The camera's a gadget, yeah.
Because it does murder.
Yeah, did you speculate that too when it first started?
Oh yeah, as soon as he pricked his finger on it, I'm like, okay, he's dead now. That guy looks creepy. He's like Odd Job.
Yeah, he's like Odd Job, but like mixed with like Kevin Smith again. See, look, there's a gadget.
Yeah,
look at all these gadgets. So many gadgets.
Yeah,
happening.
The radios, and yeah, it's a very it feels like Diamonds are not Diamonds. You Only Live Twice, kind of. And yeah, this was good. I did not see this coming at all.
Oh yeah, when like
she drops the bomb in the trash can. Also, spoilers, folks. We're talking about everything in this movie.
Oh yeah,
obviously. Yeah, this was a good scene. Though you don't know what's going on at all. It took me so long to figure out what was even happening, like who the major players are. So this woman here drops the bomb in the trash can, and she's a villain. But at first I thought she was dropping a radio in there so she could overhear their conversation. But and then as soon as Saxon comes running in here, I started to click with me like, oh, it's a bomb. John Saxon, that's one of my later notes, is just all in caps, Saxon, because I really liked his performance. John Saxon is a very good actor. Hold on, rewind that scene. I want to see the dummies there.
The actual explosion?
Yeah, just leave it right there. Perfect. Wow. Not bad.
Let me see if I can catch it.
There's a great...
Oh, you just miss it. It's hard to catch.
Not bad.
Yeah, the one...
They don't look terrible.
Jumping forward, though, how...
Are we going to talk about the other fake person?
No, I want to talk about the fake city that, like, we see explode.
Oh, my God!
And then...
Did you think it happened?
I thought it happened. I was like, my mouth dropped. Here it is. I'll put up while we're talking about it. I'm like, look, first of all, I'm like, this looks like...
Connery is explaining the damage that would happen if a nuke went off in New York.
Yeah, and so it kind of just happens, and we're seeing Radio City Music Hall and like other buildings, and like scary enough, the Twin Towers, Brooklyn Bridge, and of course it's like a movie
with some pretty funny miniatures. Especially when the water comes up, because you can't miniaturize water.
This looks good though, the tunnel, the subway.
Yeah.
But then as we see it going on, we get this transition at the end with the bridge. Oh, I think it's coming up. That looks pretty good. That looks okay too. But yeah, to see all
again,
this...
it's the water that ruins it, because you can't miniaturize water.
Yeah, look at that. It's just insane. But yeah, I'm thinking, wow, this
right there. Yeah, that's when it's like, oh, that's a miniature.
Yeah, and then we see this. I'm kind of like, wow, this is how the movie ends, and then this happens. Smoke clears, and it's just
beautiful.
Kaiju Connery. Oh no, it's not even Connery, but like
it's the head of the CIA.
But yeah, it's just I'm like, they've really made miniatures. It reminded me of the scene from Goldfinger when it's like, banks don't open on Sundays. My bank will. But yeah, that was a couple of jarring scenes like that. I'm like, wow, where are they going to go next?
Especially with the editing, because Connery is explaining the damage that a nuke would do to New York, and then instant cut to the explosion, which makes you think, like, was Rafiq, the terrorist, bluffing? Or did he just, like, was he bluffing in the sense of he's like, I'm just going to blow it up anyway? Boom.
Yeah, and then they just show you that boom, it just happened. But yeah, like that was like a jump scare for me, man. And so yeah, which brings us to, I guess we'll talk about it. Yeah, there's a lot of images of the Twin Towers, to the point where they go to the roof of the World Trade Center.
All right, so I'll just do the final.
Yeah, I was like, read that last section.
In the final twist, the government, with Hale in tow, locates 2 atomic bombs supposedly planted by terrorist Rafiq atop the World Trade Center. The U.S. uses this as a pretext for invading the Middle East and taking possession of oil fields. Hale correctly intuits that the government had planted the bombs in order to rally U.S. support for the invasion, but gladly covers the story the way the government wants in exchange for frontline access to film the action. Yeah.
So yeah, very, very haunting. Very, because this is not the first. We've seen the World Trade Center in a lot of Connery movies.
So yeah, I have a note here. This is our second film with Connery in a helicopter flying over New York. The other one was The Next Man.
Yeah.
That's The Next Man with the Deadly Lens.
Was that it for New York? Well, he's in New York for
A Fine Madness.
Fine Madness and 2 movies ago. Finding Forrester, that's New York, I believe.
Finding
too.
Forrester, yes.
So, a few New York movies. But yeah, the second time we see him like above the city, and we clearly see the world's ready. Actually, I had a note, mental note, that one of the many like suicide bombers we see in this movie. The first one
with their
like
small
that little
firework packs.
that
little fucking sparklers.
yeah, it's like you see him turning slowly,
which is still dangerous, but
yeah, but oh man,
yeah, they're both are equally funny when they happen.
But yeah, well, like the first one, it's like I want to cut. Yeah, it's right here. I think it's coming up here. Yeah, so so when Connery is signing autographs, looks up, I want to cut. You see Spider-Man swinging through the state.
Because he gives him a thumbs
Yeah,
up.
he gives him a thumbs up. It's like, yeah, there it goes. It's Spider-Man.
Can you do that? Can you take that?
Absolutely.
And please and make it Toby, because
Toby?
That's like the only Spider-Man we get swinging around during the day. You know.
No, Andrew does it too.
Yeah, but like this is shot on film, and the first Spider-Man film was shot on film. So like visually, the look matches. You know what I mean? Like, tell me that doesn't kind of like have the same color palette as Sam Raimi's Spider-Man. You know?
Yeah, I think so.
It like the next shot after Connery gives the thumbs up, it cuts over to Jim Norton, be like, I don't like this Spider-Man guy. He stinks. I don't like him.
He stinks. I don't like him. Oh man!
And then it cuts to the chick with the nose ring. She's like, I think he's kind of hot. Wonder what he's got under those spider trousers.
But yeah.
Kaboom.
But yeah. So we get like so interesting.
That's dangerous.
Yeah, right there. It's just like I'm sure they. Oh man! Since we're on the subject of like practical effects. How insane was that fire scene?
Okay, yep. That's what I wanted to talk about in terms of the other fake people. That was insane. All right. Pause it here. Pause it. So, right here, he sees that the light bulb is full of something. Right? You can play it for a second and then pause it again. Give it like five seconds.
He smiles at it too.
He acknowledges it. Because he's like, he's an arms dealer. I've seen every trick in the book. And yet he still pulls it. That was my reading of the scene. So to set the thing up, our 2 rogue terrorists that have really been screwing everything up along the way, the woman that planted that bomb and the man she was with, they break into Helmut Unger's Q lab, and they go to a overhanging lamp with a pull chain, and the man takes the light bulb out and he fills it with citric acid.
I thought it was like just gasoline, but could be.
Yeah, it said citric acid on the bottle. I wrote it down.
Oh, okay.
And he fills the light bulb with citric acid so that when the pull chain is pulled and the light turns on, it will explode. And so this scene plays out. Helmut Unger, he sees that the light bulb is filled with something, and he smiles. And my brain reads that as, I'm an arms dealer. I've seen every trick in the book. Look at that. Isn't that cute? See, tell me what you read on his face here when he does this.
Yeah, look, he like kind of shakes his head a little bit. It's like, the old...
Like those kids.
Well, that was kind of like...
The old light trick.
Well, he also like pulls the shade... like the hood or whatever you want to call it of the light fixture to like try to light the situation, and I read it as maybe he's like, oh, the light's not on, you know, because us as the audience,
okay, I'm taking that. I get that.
Because us as the audience knows that was kind of like it's like the same effect as the kid with the gun in Action of the Tiger, where it's like you're ready for that thing to explode. It's like, you know, so I'm like, when's it going to happen? And as soon as he goes in that room, like, he's going to turn on the light. And then when he does that, I feel like he's like, because he's pulling it to like get light on what he's looking at. And he looks like, duh, the light's not on. And he goes to flick it on. That's what I read from that scene.
Okay.
Because, yeah, why would he look at that and be like, oh, there's citric acid in that light bulb? click, like, you know. It's a
Oh, these water-filled light bulbs. They're always... But...
And it
Okay.
just does it, yeah. Like, how would you not
All right.
notice that thing is like, it's like black? It looks black when you look at the light bulb.
But the scene is very well lit, which makes it even more confusing. If it was a darker scene, it would make more sense. Now, I want to talk about this. Amazing stunt work. This man burning and the camera work. The shot is gorgeous. But then, back it up 10 seconds.
You talking about that mask?
The mask? Yeah.
Yeah, look at it.
Oh my God. What kind of scarecrow mask is that man wearing? It's amazing. I love it so much.
Yeah, clearly, like, you know, a lot of fire resistance under that trench coat. It's like very
for sure.
big and
It's
stuff.
so thick.
He's got gloves on. And so I don't even know if he had gloves on before, but I'm sure he did. But yeah, just,
Rewind it.
Did he have gloves on?
Pretty sure he did. Yes.
Yep. So good job with the continuity there. Can finally see like the difference between the. Yeah, like look at that, and you could tell. Look, he has stuff on him to catch on fire.
Yeah.
Look at that goop.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of like catch the fire. But I think it's like a gel that they put on you, so it's like it's not going to burn through.
Yeah.
So it just kind of sits on the jacket there. Look how that looks good.
Yeah.
That looks really good the way they did that.
It's the scene is too brightly lit. That's the thing it takes away from it. Because this shot is amazing. I love this shot. This is very well lit, but everything else is so bright. And that where you can see the mask is a little too much. Actually, it could have been the whole thing should have been taken down a little bit in brightness. So.
Yeah, I'm glad they didn't like just cut away from it. Like I'm glad that we got to like, see the action happening, you know?
I think that guy's dead.
Yeah, right here I said they cover him and he vanishes like Obi-Wan Kenobi in New Hope. You see the blanket
sheet just drops down to the floor.
It's like he's gone. And Connery like taps on it. What's going on?
It's because the breathing would have an SH to it. I don't know. Could you hear that on Zoom?
Barely.
Oh, no. Okay, well, I did Darth Vader's breathing, but with an SH at the end of it.
This hit close to home, too. These gas prices, man.
Oh, yeah.
Remember
Though they're starting to go down a little bit.
Well, I'm saying,
But this
like,
was a real crisis, though.
Oh, yeah. But, like, just, I love these, like, talking head shots, too. I blame the president. Yeah, it's insane, though.
And, you know, the continuity-wise is very similar to last week's film as well, because it's a man who has been doing his job for too long, and he's going insane.
Yeah.
You know?
But definitely not at the level that we saw last week, though.
No, not at that level.
Because it's a very, very fun scene at the very end that we'll talk about that made me laugh so hard on the plane.
I'm Lieutenant Frank Drebin.
There he is.
Without jobs, without pride.
Look at this, the first Zoom call right here.
Frank Drebin. God, I love Leslie Nielsen. Okay, what else do I have? Oh, literally my next note is I cannot take Leslie Nielsen seriously.
Yeah, right? It's
every single scene in this, I think I'm waiting. Like when the fireworks are going off behind him and he's sitting on the phone. Oh my God. Yeah, you're getting close to it. Right there. Yeah, that one. It's,
by the way, Snake Plissken over here.
Yeah, right. And it cuts to this. I love that old phone. But I expect, like with the fireworks going off in the background, like I'm expecting 100 naked gun gags to be happening. And like, you know, one of the deer heads that are mounted on the wall starts like moving and observing the situation or something, or they're arguing with each other. Look, like him laughing. I can't take it seriously.
There's like a guy on fire and like running around tapping on the window.
Exactly. There's a guy running around on fire in the background. That would be the perfect cherry on top. that same guy from earlier. But yeah, here's the scene we get with Connery singing.
Oh, yeah?
And yeah, good stuff.
We gotta give. He looks good in this movie, man. He looks so good.
I'm gonna I'm gonna buy this movie.
I think this is a purchasable movie, man. Like,
I want to get this on DVD.
yeah, dude, absolutely. This is like so good. I like it's free on Prime, and I was like, I would have bought this if
I'll own a digital copy, or I'll own a physical copy of this. Excuse me.
Yeah, I think this is a really, I think we that's something we got to talk about like towards the end of the podcast. Like we'll go back and be like, which movies of the Connery ones we've watched would you want to own?
Pause this right here. Okay. Do you see what that newspaper on the wall says?
Does Patriot take sex?
No. It's does Patrick Hale? You can see it when if you go forward when he's singing.
Oh wait, it's here right there.
Go forward.
Oh, you see it when he walks in.
You can see it better when he's singing. That's when I really noticed it. That's when it was the clearest. But it's does Patrick Hale right there. Does Patrick Hale take sex pills?
His
legions of fans say ... Yes. Underneath a photo of the fucking moon landing.
I mean, if that was you on a newspaper, wouldn't you want to frame that too? Like that's hilarious.
You know what? Just based off him in this scene, I'm changing my sexy rating.
Oh, let's go. Yeah, I was picturing all like the. I want this like with all the another Spider-Man reference, all the Daily Bugle framed things of like Doc Ock goes like loose and Spider-Man's back, and you put does Patrick Hale take sex pills? Oh my God. Yeah, dude, he looks good. He looks good, man. He looks good in this movie.
Yes, he does. I also really love this scene because it's just him chewing out the fact that so many news organizations are you expect us to pay $2 million? That's checkbook journalism, and then he just chews them out. What kind of journalism was it when television paid $500,000 for an exclusive on the Bay of Pigs, $1 million to Nixon for a coast-to-coast interview? CBS paid Eisenhower and Johnson. NBC paid John Dean and Robert Kennedy's assassin. Brilliant. Like
so good.
About how he, interviewed a death row inmate on the electric chair because he paid $100,000 to his family. Like, it's fucked, but it's also totally
make them laugh,
perfect.
Make them cry. Look at them. I love that.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this, and it's incredibly relevant, and the satire is on point. Not one of the satirical points that this is making is not relevant today.
Right, yeah. Which is why I'm shocked this movie has such a bad rating. I feel like people listening, if you are kind of a fan of this show that just kind of like listens to the show and doesn't watch the movies, this is one you guys gotta watch. I feel like this is one
watch this.
You gotta pass this around because it's so good. I've never heard anyone talk about this movie. Never heard of this movie. Again, thank God for this podcast. I would never have crossed. My eyes would never have seen this. And
I'm glad I did.
Yeah, it's a shame. It's a low-rated film. I'm curious to look at what the people said. Connery curious to see what they said about this movie. It's good. It's not perfect, but it's good.
Listeners out there, listen. Watch this movie because it's very apt for today's times now and then. And I want to write in, send us an email or a comment on our social media. Let us know what you think about this movie.
Yeah.
I'm interested to hear what our listeners think about this. There's some good cinematography in this, too.
Yeah, it definitely deserves more love.
Okay, this confused me. He goes into the toilet and he swaps out the $1 million and it's a gun and bullets. Why? I thought... my brain was that he's going to get the bombs, but it wasn't the case. I don't know.
There's a newspaper in there too.
There's a couple of turns too many, I think, in this to follow at some points, but what did you think of when Connery finds the dead body that's hanging by the hook and it's like 9 shots of him just spinning around?
Oh yeah, it was hilarious. Just just so dramatic. Which I think it's coming up here.
Citric acid, right?
Oh yeah, that's citric acid. So
Or did I say citric acid? Sulfuric acid.
yeah, oh yeah.
Why did I say citric? I'm an idiot. You don't see all you see is the IC at the end, and my brain filled in citric acid. It's very fruity.
Oh yeah, it's right here. This is a very Bond-esque scene too, kind of. Here it is.
Yep. Oh my
Whoa.
God. This is where you would put in the remember the trailer for the Tom Cruise Mummy that came out that didn't have the sound effects?
Oh yeah.
And it was just him in the plane screaming. That's what you put over this. Wow, I feel like such an idiot. Citric acid.
That's fun.
He put some sweet orange juice into the light bulb. Sulfuric acid.
The old
Jesus.
orange juice trick.
The old grape trick. Sorry. I'll leave that be. Okay, so the two terrorists, the man and the woman that break into the into Unger's shop there. She's just shooting the suitcases, and then she's like, the bombs aren't here. Like, you were just shooting suitcases hoping there'd be a nuclear bomb in some of them?
Hoping one would blow up. Oh, yep, they're in here.
What was your goal?
Look at the guy hanging behind Connery here, trying not to move, but clearly moving.
Yes, his arm is shifting a bit. But maybe he's not dead yet. He's still got the twitches. Like in The Rock.
Oh, there it is.
He's doing the twitch. I have a note on this section. We get a lot of horror POVs from John Saxon's perspective.
Oh,
and
very,
this scene is
very Halloween. Like him going up the stairs. Like, oh my God.
And this this scene is lit very well, and it feels like it's from a horror movie.
And they tease the light bulb in this scene too. You're like, oh, is this going to happen? Is Connery going to turn that on or something? Like, oh man.
Is that the same light bulb? It's not the same.
Yeah, no, watch. They pan up to it and they show you that they let you know that this is the same room. Watch. See?
Oh, fuck,
they show you the light bulbs that are like, oh man, they're going to turn it on. They're going to die. And then later on we see who actually turns it on. So this is a very tense scene.
Yeah.
Along with with that.
This is where I wrote Saxon, because this is where he's the best in this scene. He's so menacing. He's great in Nightmare on Elm Street as well. Mm. And so this is where he reveals that the CIA took the action before the president even gave the order. So that, to me, either means that the CIA did it or that the president told the CIA to do it way before this was even a thought. Mm. This was good. This was a good thriller that just unfolded. Sean Connery's ADR is a bit rough in some spots.
Yeah.
I think it's in this scene as well that I wrote it. Yeah, right here. Then I have another note. When he's sitting in the president's war room there, he's sitting at a desk. The tag on the desk says Navy. James Bond was a naval officer.
Mm.
That's another little thing they're putting in as a Bond reference. I really liked when they're giving the psychological profile on Rafiq. They say that he's a chronic masturbator. That was pretty funny. African American woman vice president.
Oh, that was pretty.
Another now and then thing. Look at that.
Yeah, right.
And when he goes to resign, he's like, well, looks like you're going to be oh, no, she says it. Like, for the first time, a black woman is going to be the president of the United States. And he's like, congratulations, Madam President. And the whole time, in his head, once you know the twist, he knows he's going to be reelected. And then it turns out at the end, he's on the call with Leslie Nielsen. They're just in it the whole time. The whole thing was just to get oil.
with the most terrible like phone miming ever. They're like talking over each other. They're like, ha, what are you doing? Oh yeah, yes. Oh yes, yeah. How are you doing? Yes, good. Yeah, that's terrible. Yeah, tremendous.
And just seeing
cast,
Leslie
man.
Nielsen on the phone is funny.
Oh yeah,
Sorry.
Yeah. You can cut that with any like Leslie Nielsen like quote from
He's
Naked.
laughing.
I actually want to find it right here.
Oh, of the cutting of the
No, I think this is
bomb at the last minute?
Oh no, I was looking for the phone call.
Oh.
But yeah, they should have had it say 007.
Yeah, a little bit before, right after this. Or is it? Oh yeah, so that I'll disarm the other bomb just in the nick of time. That's definitely a Goldfinger reference.
Oh, yeah.
I wrote that in my notes. It's definitely a Goldfinger reference. Like, because as soon as they get to the roof, I'm like, 4 minutes. You're cutting it a bit close. That was another one of my notes. Cutting it a bit close. It made me think that it's not real.
Yeah.
This is all a setup. And then I did think it was funny when it cuts back to Rafiq's bunker and, the sawdust is coming down because it's being bombed. And he lifts up the briefcase. He's like, what bombs? Well, I have them. Like, what? I didn't do anything.
Oh, man.
I'm the president, and I'm just going to keep 2 atom bombs on my desk.
These are mine.
I'm sure it won't have any repercussions on my health. Yeah, this was...
Oh, here he is, yeah. What bombs?
But and it's funny as hell, but it's also incredibly accurate to the way the world governments have worked. It must be after this where we get he and Nielsen together. Grizzard and Nielsen. Grizzard and Nielsen.
I think it's coming up right now
And-
over here.
And it's also a film about Nielsen ratings. If you were to give Nielsen a rating in this, what would you give him? What's
here
your
it
Nielsen
is.
rating? Yeah.
Well, Leslie Nielsen rating. I think it's he gets a 7. He's average. I think he's fine. It just again, it's hard to take him seriously in this movie, but look at these jackasses. It looks so stupid.
They were in cahoots the whole time.
Crazy. What a twist.
I'd give Nielsen a 7 in this as well.
Oh, man.
He's not full on display. Okay,
give
this is the best part of the whole movie.
I give the scene alone a 10 because
Yep.
we finally get it. We rate Connery's hairpiece all the time, and this is the first time we see him rip off his hair.
Just takes it right off. He fully acknowledges that he's wearing a hairpiece, rips it off, and throws the helmet on and jumps out of a plane. End of movie.
I love that little like that. It's kind of like his little title sequence, whatever, with him with the camera on the right screen. Watch. I love that. I want.
They're on both screens, and it's a gun barrel.
I want that as like a transition from like my stream or something, like him with the camera and turning around. I love that so much. But yeah, it looks like a gun barrel. There's so many nods to Bond, and it's just like it is goofy. I love this movie, man. I think it's a really good movie.
Me too. I had a really good time with it, and it is also incredibly dark and incredibly grim, and very accurate to the world we live in today, sadly, because it hasn't changed much for the better. And this is one I really suggest to people, to our listeners. I really think they should watch this film. Yeah, this is ridiculous. Like full,
It's like a hillbilly
full
like
redneck.
barbecue.
Yeah, and He's got the truckers unions earlier in the movie where he's just riding a truck while standing on it. You know what I mean? Like as it drives out. The greatest outlaw of the century, and it's the president. But all of it is a show.
And that was so dangerous to fire that cannon at that group of people.
Right.
It went right through them. What if that hit? Look, we have like so many people here, and they're like, let's just no warning. He just lights it off. Like, here we go, sir.
That is scary. Do you think do you think Leslie Nielsen just had a cannonball shot by his face for that scene?
He should have caught it, and he went through he would go through the poster. But it's like,
Exactly.
it's like an outline of him, like a Donald Duck fucking cartoon. It's just like
Exactly.
the cowboy hat.
And he's flying along.
So yeah, man. Any other notes?
Cutting it close, deliberate Goldfinger reference. I love the toupee thing. Okay, my final note is that Jennifer Jason Leigh is in this as the young girl that wants to kill her parents. That's Jennifer Jason Leigh.
Really?
Yeah. Anyway, the same year she did Fast Times.
Oh, okay. I see it now.
Yep.
Damn, man.
Huh, look at that.
That zoom in kills me all the time. It's so funny. I hope so.
Mickey Jones played a gunman in this movie, and he also played drums with Bob Dylan.
Ooh.
And has played on 17 gold records over the course of his career, though he died in 2018 at the age of 76. Anyway.
All right, man. So.
Yeah, that's the end of my notes. You got anything else?
Nothing else. I think all we have left is the ratings, man. I want to talk about these final scores. As you guys know, after we discuss the film, we go into our ratings. Of course, we're going to rate the film and rate Connery himself, but also if the SHs, the score of the score, and the sexy rating.
You want to stop your screen share, and I'll share my screen share?
I'll stop my share, and you start your share.
I'll start mine. All right, excellent. Share screen. There we go. Excellent. All righty. Wrong is right. Let's get to our ratings.
Yeah.
The SH rating. Mario, what are you giving the SH in this film?
The SH, I'm trying to make a point to like really lock down certain words he says to like validate the S being a pretty thick. It's pretty thick at times. I think I'm going to give it a 6 because it's like certain words like suicide or news or like certain words.
Let him put that in his paper if he has need of news.
Yeah, news. So yeah, it's there. so I'm gonna hit him with a 6.
I'm gonna give him a 6.5.
Connery could have been a great.
I agree with
he
you.
could have been a great J. Jonah Jameson. If he
Bring me pictures of
he
Spider-Man.
wants to be famous, I'll make him infamous.
I love how in the first movie when the Green Goblin threatens Jameson, like, who's the photographer who takes pictures of Spider-Man? And Jameson goes, I don't know. He sends me his stuff in the
He
mail.
protects him, man.
Even when he's at threat of death, he protects his journalists.
Yeah,
He still cares about Peter.
yeah, I love that. Which is why I want to like move forward with that character. I was wondering if they'll ever do like if they were gonna do like the Scorpion storyline like they did in the cartoon and stuff. But you know, I mean, you never know. He's still our Jameson in the MCU, so maybe we'll still get it. But yes,
Yeah. So I've tried to for the SH I started. It was only clicked with me for this one, where I'm like, oh, here's how I'm going to measure the SH. I'm going to treat it as a percentage, and I'm going to take every word, not like actually do the math here, but I'm going to, take account of every word that he says with an S in it, and how often it becomes an SH. Because in the same sentence, he'll have a regular S and an SH. You know what I mean? And I tried to think of it as a percentage. And it seemed to be that it was coming up 65% of the time.
Wow.
So I gave it a 6.5.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's the way I'm going to treat it going forward. Like, of 100% of his lines with S's, how much of that becomes H'd? And that's what I'll give it.
Smart.
Like, I'll give it a rough percentage of a grade, you know?
Smart. Okay.
So 6.5 is about 65% of the time he's H'ing those S's.
H in those etches. Etches.
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
Etches.
All righty. Next rating. The sexy rating, Mario. What are you gonna give it?
He's a fine man, dude. He looks really good in this with the mustaches on point. He's Ron Burgundy, dude, and Ron Burgundy was a sex symbol, and I think he's also a sex symbol in this film. So I'm gonna.
Well, yeah, people are want to know if he takes sex pills.
Yeah, and like
so.
we have that shot of him again. I'm gonna cut with Spider-Man of him signing autographs, a bunch of girls like all over him. And they don't like over sexualize him in this movie, but like it's there, and they let you know that he's a big deal on the TV. So I think I'm gonna hit him with a 9.5. I think he's very sexy in this.
Wow, I'm only gonna give this a 5.
Really?
Yeah, he's very sexy, but the movie itself is not very sexy.
Yeah, the movie's not sexy, but I think he is sexy. Have I shot too far?
No, you go with what you feel. Like, I just didn't find literally anything else in the movie to be sexy. Like, there's that one secretary that walks by that acknowledges that they've, like, welcome home, honey, and you can... It's his money penny, you know what I mean?
It is
like,
his money penny.
You can tell that he's fucked that secretary. But, like, it's not a super sexy film.
I did think Catherine Ross was very beautiful.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, she looked great, and
but it wasn't. Sorry, go ahead.
but no, yeah, I don't know. I just thought I think I was just so mesmerized by Connery in this movie that's like it's giving me that 9.5 feeling.
Fair enough. Well, I'll let you stick with it. Not like I was going to change it, but you know what I mean.
I'll take it. 7.25 is a good sexy rating.
Yeah, and our average SH was 6.25. So yeah, I'm gonna give him a 5 for the sexy.
All right.
Just because I didn't find he's sexy. He is sexy, but this film is not sexy. You know, it's just it's too dark. This film is too dark of a dark comedy to be sexy. Okay. Musical score. What are you giving it?
Oh, I love it, dude. 8.
Yeah. I'm going to go 8.5.
Nice.
Let's talk about this musical score.
Oh, man, it's so fun. It's so energetic and of its time and, like, reminiscent of other films. Yeah, I thought it was great.
This movie's soundtrack reminded me of the soundtrack to Barbarella. Which it's just got, like, strings, but also 60s and 70s porn vibes.
Yeah.
And then just all the weird overly American big band brass music was...
Yeah.
I didn't love that, but it like fit the overall insane vibe of the movie.
Yeah, interesting for
the only thing... Sorry,
interesting for a movie that came out in 82, you know? Just, it feels like a 70s movie.
Except for those... Like those, I don't know if you could hear that over Zoom, but those beeps in the score, those were the worst parts of the score, and that kept it from being a little bit higher for me. But other than that, this score slapped. I'd like to maybe try and find a vinyl of this score
Hell yeah.
if it exists. So 8.25 is our average.
All
right, film or Sean?
Film.
All right, Mario, what are you giving this film?
Man, whoever, fuck the fucking critics, man. This was such a fun film. It was fun. It was still dark, but like, you know, it was good that wasn't like dark as our last film.
Yeah, I don't know if I could have handled.
Oh
something
yeah,
like that. This was fun dark.
Yeah, because like you have like just Connery in like one of his goofier characters. We've seen him goofy before, but this is like a little more goofy.
But he's serious in the role. Like
Yeah.
he's like the character is serious, but the situations are goofy.
Yeah,
To some
yeah,
extent.
yeah. I mean, like just.
But it's also really dark.
Yeah, again, that title sequence, him like in the field with the helmet on and like dodging, and he's like interviewing the like downed like soldier. He's like, "How'd you feel?" You don't hear him talking, but like you see him put the mic in his face. But yeah, all in all, again, this got me through my flight and made me want to fly further because I was just like enjoying this film so much. I think I'm gonna give this film a solid 9.
Oh, wow!
I love this movie.
Damn,
And
son.
another one that I want a poster for.
Yeah, I want that poster that you showed me. That was a
poster-
really good one. And I like the Wikipedia poster there.
Yeah, I love the tagline, in a moment of World War III. But first, a word from our sponsor. I just love that. And like, the image is crazy. Him with his arms out, with the mic in his hand, and the nuke going off behind him. Like, what a very Fallout feeling. It feels like Fallout, like New Vegas or something. But
Yes, it does.
But I love it, man.
Come have a spot in the vault.
His number would be 007.
It would be. That would be his vault.
His vault was 007.
Vault 007. Oh, my Lord. Now, pay attention, 007. The radiation protection is here.
And no labels.
Use your Pip-Boy, 007.
I gotta try making Sean Connery in Fallout, because you can make some really good face sculpts in there. Like, people have made like real celebrities in it. I'm gonna try to make Connery in Fallout.
Yeah, I started a play last year around this time, and I had to reset my PlayStation recently because it had some glitch or something. I lost all my saves, but that's okay because I'm not emotionally attached to them. So I was thinking actually it might be time for a Skyrim replay.
Do it, dude. It's always a good time to play Skyrim, especially when I just got out of Starfield land, and that kind of made me want to play Skyrim. Same developer, so I was like, being in space is cool, but I kind of miss Whiterun, dude.
I missed 12 years ago.
Yeah, dude, Whiterun. Oh, Ayla. I wonder if Ayla still thinks
Oh
about
my
me.
God! In 5 days it'll be 12 years old.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Damn.
Because I bought. Want to see something cool? I've probably shown you this, but here's my PS3 copy of Skyrim.
Oh, man.
Okay. I keep the receipt in here because look at the purchase date and time.
Bro, 11/11/11/11/11.
Yep.
Wow.
The game came out on November 11th, 2011, and I purchased this copy at 11/11.
On purpose, or like was that an accident?
No, completely by accident.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's at arm's reach. I know we're in the middle of our ratings here, but I still have my original map of Skyrim.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I've got it. I've got a copy of that in
really
there as well.
thick. I gotta like frame it or something because it's that really cool paper that like
Oh yeah,
you know,
it's got the texture to it.
yeah. We're such dorks. I love it.
Oh, I need to replay the game. It's so fun.
Oh yeah.
I'll play the PS4 version though for the smoother graphics.
Oh yeah, it's good. Like, we have at least 5 copies in this house because of all the years it came out on the Switch. I got a PS3 originally, then PS4, then Switch. I got it on a PC, and then we got it again for the PS5.
It's on PS5,
Yeah,
remastered again.
I don't think it's remastered. I gotta double check. I remember I downloaded it a while ago. Might be. I don't know. I don't think so.
I have the Game Boy version.
It looks. But though it does really look good on the PS5, surprisingly.
Hell yeah.
So
I believe it.
yeah,
I
but
believe
PC
it.
is the way to go because you can like mod it and like do different textures. And so like my favorite mod, I like the goofy mods. There's one that's a Macho Man mod that makes all the dragons Macho Man.
I've seen that.
It's hilarious. But yeah, tremendous. Skyrim.
Is there an
game.
actual Goofy mod where you can mod Goofy into the game?
I'm sure there is. Dude, you can mod anything into these games these days. I gotta get, there's already Star Wars mods for Starfield, where you can turn like the local police into stormtroopers, and you can give them like stormtrooper like voice lines, like used by AI. So it sounds like a stormtrooper. It says, "Move along." And they use AI to be like to talk about things in Starfield. It's just crazy.
Whoa,
technology.
That's a fucking trip.
It's nuts, dude. So it's like the perfect Star Wars game might be a few mods away.
Oof. I always said AI is fine as long as we just need to get rid of money.
Yeah, just make cool stuff, man. All right, let's get back into these Sean ratings and
these Sean. Oh no, I got to do my film rating.
What's your film rating?
I'm gonna give it an 8.5.
Ooh.
I really liked this movie. Not a 9 because it's flawed. There's some stuff I don't like about it. The editing is a little weird.
Yeah, and like it's like a couple of weird looking cuts at times, and effects. Some effects were mind blowing, were great for its time,
and then some of them were just explosions over paper.
Yeah. I'm trying to look. So the budget was $10 million, and then the box office made about $3,583,513.
That's very specific.
I know,
but yeah, I can see this not being a big success.
Yeah, but definitely one I want to rewatch. I might rewatch tomorrow. Like, I'm just like might just have it on while I'm like I got to unpack my suitcase. Let's probably pop it on while I'm unpacking.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna rewatch this again at some point. I think I might like to have a physical copy of this because everything shuffles off of streaming at some point.
Yeah, so I want to keep it.
But
I was shocked it was on Prime.
But I really, really liked this. I really had a good time with it. It wasn't perfect. But I'm going to rewatch it again, and I really recommend it to other people to watch because it's a colorful film.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for lack of a better word, it's colorful. It's got a lot of flavors to it.
Yeah, it's like...
It's a comedy. It's a dark as fuck spy film. Like...
And there's not a lot of, like... sort of not useless, but like it's not like gunfights that like last 20 minutes. It's all like it's all like dialogue and like actions happen. Obviously of like so be like every few minutes of one of the bombers would be on a car and just do that slow motion Spider-Man flip and like explode into sparks. But yeah, it was just very very dialogue heavy, and yeah, I enjoyed the hell out of it, man. Just like him walking through New York and talking like documentary style was just so good. Him walking down the street and like
it was the spiritual sequel, to Edinburgh.
It really is. If we were to box this movie with something, it'd be with Edinburgh and goal probably.
No, I would put it with it would be Edinburgh. Wrong is Right. The Next Man. And Cuba.
Okay, that's good.
Because Cuba is very similarly themed, right? Like it's about political corruption and a country that's becoming unstable. I don't know. The Next Man is probably a good fit with it. Anyway, yeah, let's get on to our Sean rating.
Let's get it, man.
I don't know what would you pair it with?
Probably the same. I don't know. I only thought about the first two movies.
Yeah, I don't think Goal would pair well with these. There's no soccer and
you don't
I guess like the patriotism.
You don't see Connery because you need to see him. Because I like him walking around. Although there's another documentary on the list, so we'll see how that goes.
The Bowler and the Bonnet. Guess what, bud? I saw one of our buds last night, Eric, who I brought up earlier.
Eric Gary.
He wants to be on the episode for The Bowler and the Bonnet.
Oh, nice.
Yes, because he likes bowling. And I said it's a reference to bowler hats. He's like, yeah, I don't care.
Okay. All right.
So
I'm down for that.
we could do a box set of all the documentaries: Bowler and the Bonnet, Goal, España, Campo de Golf, The Dream Factory, and Edinburgh,
Hell yeah.
and Ever to Excel. It would be a 1, 2, 3, 4. It'd be quite the box set. So.
I'll take it.
All right, let's go on to our film rating.
All right. You go first for this one. No, it's a Sean rating, not film rating.
Oh, our Sean rating. Yes,
I'm
I'm
going to
sorry.
have you go first on this one.
You're going to have me go first. Okay, let me get to our Sean rating. There we go. I'm going to give him a 10, Mario. And I have a little asterisk next to the 10 that I gave him, and the asterisk next to the singing scene when he is singing at his boss, and he flips him off, basically. That moment locked it in. I'm like, oh, Connery is having a blast doing this movie.
He looks like he's having fun.
Yeah. And he wouldn't do the toupee removal at the end if he wasn't having a blast with
That
this
was
movie.
the funniest thing I've ever seen him do. That was so funny.
How about you, Mario?
Dylan, I think I'm going to agree with you.
What?
I think we're going for is this our 5th or 6th 10? How many 10s have we had? We have had quite a few 10 Connerys.
Let me tell you, and I will. Let me just organize this sheet here. Average Sean rating. Data. Sort range. All right. Films where we have Connery as a 10. At a 10, excuse me. Murder on the Orient Express. The First Grade Train Robbery. Wrong is Right. Memories of Me. The Rock. Playing by Heart. Finding Forrester. Last Crusade. So 1,
8.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
8 10s, dude. And I think we said that in a past episode where like we'd have at least 2 more 10s, I think we said. I don't know if we said for films or for Sean's. But damn, man. That's a
You think we've got 2 more 10 performances out of him? What do you think?
I think we have at least I got the wheel open right now.
I'd say definitely Red October.
Yeah, that's a potential for a 10 right there.
Because I've seen that, and he's a 10 in that. I know that.
Yeah, so I think at least 2. Let me look at this list here.
Maybe Entrapment?
Yeah, we have 35 films left. I think at least 3 are going to be 10s of the 35 we have left.
Okay.
It's got to be.
Well, let's do give the averages that we've got. Our average SH rating is 6.25. Our average sexy rating is 7.25. Our average musical score rating is 8.25. Our average film rating is 8.75. And our average Sean rating is a solid 10.
Hell yes.
That means we liked this film a lot, Mario.
I think we liked it a whole lot, man. I enjoyed it. Again, I think I'm going to watch tomorrow, man. I want to show other people this movie so bad. I want to like get a DVD copy and like pass it around to people. Be like, watch this, please.
It's a very good film. Connery curious listeners out there, go watch this film if you haven't.
It's a fun time. It's a fun time. With that being said, unfortunately, we have to say goodbye to Wrong is Right.
Wait a second. I got one more thing before we go. Before we leave Wrong is Right. I added another column to our Connery Curious spreadsheet here. Can you see it? It's called The Total Sean.
Total Sean.
Now, what this column does is it takes all the numbers that we just inputted, and it takes not all of them, sorry. It takes the average from each one. The average SH, the average sexy, the average musical score, film, and Sean rating. And then it gets the averages of those. So, our average Sean, the total Sean for this film is an 8.1.
Ooh.
Yeah. It's a pretty high film in our estimation.
All right.
And also, we were talking about Outland earlier. This is the film he did right after Outland.
Oh,
So,
two very fun movies in a row.
indeed. So the total Sean for this movie is an 8.1.
I'll take it, man. I will take it.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. And you know what? Hold on. I'm gonna let's organize this. Let's organize this spreadsheet by the total Sean, so we can see at the moment what our highest rated film is, just based on all of the rankings that we have. It's The Last Crusade.
Oh yeah.
What a shock!
What a shock.
With a 9.2.
That's oh man, so good. It also helps that we had 2 guests on that episode.
Yeah, it skews those averages just a little bit up. Now it doesn't. It only takes account the average column, not all the individual ones. So, but anyway,
Excellent, man.
okay. So now I think we can move on.
All right, so guys, we got to say goodbye to Wrong is Right because we got to watch another movie, man. We got to go
Yes, we do.
to wheelofnames.com to spin the beautiful wheel of curiosities, which is getting smaller and smaller each week. I'm looking at it right now, and I can see the words so clearly now. It's getting scary. So what?
Yeah, we're whittling this thing
It's
down.
getting there,
What are you
man.
hoping for?
I think I think I'm leaning towards Darby O'Gill because I'm very Connery curious about that movie. It's his only Disney movie, and
Yes, it is.
and I wouldn't mind a Bond. I wouldn't mind.
What Bond do you want to go for?
I think I want to tackle our Thunderball and Never Say Never Again back-to-backs episodes.
Me too. That would be really
So
fun.
that could be a fun one to do, and maybe Diamonds. But yeah, and then of course I don't really want a
Those are the only ones we have left, right?
yeah those 3
Yeah, because we get Dr. No from Russia with Love. You Only Live Twice.
Goldfinger.
Goldfinger.
Yeah,
Those are yeah.
that's when I got
Okay.
three left. Well, 2.5 if you count Never Say Never Again as a Bond movie.
I want Time Bandits because of who we've locked in as the guest for Time Bandits.
Oh, yes.
Because that's going to be a super fun episode. Did we say this already? We should take Sir Billy off of the wheel
Did we say that?
because we're gonna do it last.
Is it not? Oh yeah, it's still in there. Yeah, take it off.
Yeah, let's take that off because we'll do it last. As we've said before.
Yeah, it's confirmed. We're doing that last now.
Okay. Are you spinning? Is it your turn to spin? Is it my turn to spin?
I don't remember. Do you want to flip for it?
I'm down for that. You get a coin?
Yes. You have a coin. I got this on the Pirates of the Caribbean ride. It's a doubloon.
Ooh, a doubloon.
So,
A doubloon.
all right. So,
I don't know why I said it like that.
all right. Do you want the Pirates of the Caribbean logo, or do you want the skull pirate at the helm?
I'll take the pirate at the helm.
Okay, I'll get the Pirates of the Caribbean
I
logo.
like that. That's a unique image.
Yeah, I grabbed that and I was like, that looks so cool. There's a bunch of cool ones over there. All right.
The zoom has focused on the coin, and now you're entirely blurry. Pull your face up to the screen. A little
There
bit
it
further.
is.
There you go. Okay, boom.
Damn that auto zoom. All right.
That's funny.
Because too many lights and shit in here. The camera doesn't know what to look at. Okay, so all right.
I'll take steering pirate.
All right, and I'll take the logo with the skull and crossbones. All right, ready? And oh, you win, my friend.
Are you? Okay. Well, you know what? I'm gonna sacrifice my win and let you spin.
Oh my god. How very kind of you. I'll take it.
Hell yeah,
I
brother!
will-
Share your screen
All
with
right,
me.
let's put it up here. Let's get the wheel. Can you see the wheel?
I was one night one night I when I didn't have my car, I needed a ride to the pharmacy, and it was late at night, but the pharmacy was still open, and my brother drove me, and I literally only got the medicine that I needed, and I get to the counter, and my brain just formulates, Wouldn't it be funny? He's like, "You want a bag?" And I said, "No." I'm like, "But wouldn't it be funny if you want a bag?" And I said, "Yes." And I make him put this one item in the plastic bag, and then as I'm leaving, I take it out of the plastic bag and throw it in the trash right in front of him.
I'll do you one better. Okay, so this actually happened when the Friggin' Nerds crew came down to Rhode Island. One night, it was after the cookout because you were there. We were driving back, and Lee's gonna kill me for telling this story in a podcast, but who cares? She doesn't listen. So we're like heading back.
We love you, Ali. Alicia,
Ali, we love you. I love you,
Lee. I couldn't decide. I'm like you call her Lee, but I was like about to say Alicia, and then I'm like, no, he calls her Lee, so I just cut it off right here.
Ali, Prince Ali. So
Muhammad Ali.
So we were heading back. Me and Mike were in my car, and Britt, Mike's wife, called and said, "Can you guys bring back a jar of jalapeno peppers?" And we were like, "Sure." And then Lee is in the background saying, "Oh, yeah, and bring along some golden tickets." And Mike said, "What's golden tickets mean?" And I was like, it means condoms. And he's like, "Oh." And so, obviously, Stop and Shop is really... for some reason, we didn't buy my Stop and Shop. We went to Walgreens. So... I'm 32 years old, and I still get embarrassed buying just condoms at a store. So
That's the whole reason I had the vasectomy.
Yeah, you're like, I don't want to embarrass myself.
I don't want to buy. So embarrassing.
So
I'll buy tampons before I buy condoms.
So I buy the pack, and then
kids, also a vasectomy is not. You should use condoms. Still.
Yes, please do.
Practice safe sex.
So I grab the rubbers, and I said, I can't just go with this. Like, there's like one woman there. The store is empty. I'm having a panic attack. So I bought.
You gotta buy bananas.
So I bought like 2 Monster Energy drinks, and
my Lord,
like a thing of like Cheez-Its, and then I saw like a mug that said Narragansett, because we were staying in Narragansett, and I bought a coffee mug that said Narragansett, and I had a shark on it. And I got it from Mike. And so now every time he drinks out of it, he thinks of like, this is the mug you gave me because you wanted to avoid buying condoms at a CVS. It was just funny because we're at the house and he showed me the mug. He was drinking out of it one morning. He's like, "Remember this mug?" I'm like, "Oh, too well."
We call it the fuck mug.
It's the fuck mug. The gold.
Now, see, I'm the opposite. I'll go to the store and I get the biggest box of condoms that there is. And then I go to the self-checkout and I loudly announce, "I'm buying condoms so I can have sex." And then as I'm leaving, I make sure that you see the little the salesperson or the cashier or whatever that is like at the end of the self-checkout section, making sure everything goes right, and I go, "Give me a high five, I'm about to go have sex." And I make them feel real uncomfortable. Anyway.
Oh my God. Anyways.
So yeah, I'm comfortable buying condoms.
Congratulations. I'm glad you are. I'll send you in next time for me.
You got it, dude.
Oh, man. Anyways, so we spin this wheel of curiosities.
Let's spin the wheel of curiosities.
All right, guys.
Did you give it a shuffly duffly?
I'm going to shuffle it right now. You tell me when to stop.
Okay. Shuffly duffly duffly duff. Hillary Duff gives a shuff. Hey! Stop.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen.
All righty.
It's time.
It's time
to spin
the
wheel
of
curiosity. Ransom.
Whoa, Ransom! Hey, guess what?
What?
Let me find the film. Oh, buddy, I got news for you. Let me share my screen.
We were so close to Marnie.
We're gonna watch Ransom next week And look who we're going to watch it with.
No way.
Looks like we're going to be calling up Chris at British Bond Addict.
Oh man, our first returning guest.
Oh boy.
We'll have to call him and wish him well. He's been off on adventures. I just talked to him recently because he went to the Bond Museum that I went to, and I was like, "How'd you enjoy it?" He seemed to have a good time there. So hell yeah, man.
Mario, do you realize it was 6 months ago that we did that episode?
Really?
Because it was episode number 17, and this will be episode number 41.
Wow.
Yeah. 25 weeks. Well, I know that's 24, but we had the bonus, the mini episode released last week of the ratings recap. Excuse me. So it'll be 25 weeks since we last saw Chris.
Let's go, man. I'm excited.
Hell yeah, that's gonna be
right.
awesome.
All right. So guys, we will return with Sean Connery
Let's see where we can find
and
it. By the way.
Chris from British Bond Addict next week. That's going to be a lot of fun. I cannot wait. We are looking up where we can find this movie. Ransom with Sean Connery is
Not available.
anywhere.
Okay, well, we're gonna have to buy a copy of it.
Yeah, we have to
It's
take a
only
look.
90 minutes. Damn.
Really?
Yeah. And we got another Bond-esque poster of him in a circle with a gun pointing it out of the circle.
Yeah, look at that. I thought it was holding a lightsaber on the other hand, but it's a phone.
Sean Connery with a lightsaber. All righty. Well,
Heck yeah, man.
and this has an alternate title, I believe. What's the alternate title for this? Not Zardoz.
Zardoz.
God, I want to watch Zardoz again. The Terrorists.
Oh, wow.
That's what's. Wow, Mario. We go from one film about terrorists to another film about
Jeez.
terrorists.
Jeez.
Literally called The Terrorists.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow. What is the wheel doing to us here?
It's messing with us, man.
That is crazy. All right. Well, Connor Curious listeners, hit up your local libraries, eBays, your Amazons.
Yeah, check your
and,
even like your old like video stores. Like when we were in Nashville,
Yeah.
we found a really cool. I forgot the name of the store was, but it was like a giant, like almost like a warehouse, and they were selling like guitars, guitar pedals, video games, movies, vinyls, comic books, and I actually regret I didn't get it. I saw on a high shelf a sealed VHS of Live and Let Die. And I was like,
whoa.
and I was
It
like,
was sealed?
yeah, and I was like, what do I need that for? I was like looking at it, I'm like, do I need to pay $20 for this? Do I need it? No. It was just cool to
You'll
see.
never watch it. What are you gonna do? Sell it for $22?
Yeah, like
8
put it
years
on
down
put
the
it on
line?
my Bond shelf. It's like not going to do anything. But like, yeah,
Yeah.
but it's always cool to go to those stores and like you might find some films you might not find anywhere else. So check those out as well. But all right, man.
And Chris, I remember Chris saying that even he had a tough time finding it and like ordering it. It was even tough for him living in the UK. So.
Oh man, so it sounds like he needs to bring his copy
All right,
over
but
to Rhode
he's not
Island.
He's not living in the UK now. Correction,
Oh, yeah.
Chris. We know you're in America, but I remember you saying that in the UK it was hard for you to get a copy of it. I remember you saying that. I'm not dumb. Maybe I am dumb. You tell me when you come on next week.
So stay tuned, folks. We'll find out if Dylan is dumb next week.
Well, we know Dylan's dumb.
We'll confirm it with Chris from British Bond Addict. I'm excited to see him, man.
Chris, am I dumb?
That'll
Yes,
be
Dylan, you are dumb.
I wonder.
That's my impression of you, Chris.
I wonder what he'll wear. He's always very spiffy when he
So
does stuff like
dapper, that gentleman.
So I'm excited to see his outfit he chooses, and it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Hold on. I've got my impression of him down. Any? Here we go. Hello, I'm Chris from British Bond Addict.
Look at my giant picture of Roger Moore in my kitchen.
Yes, it's me, Chris.
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 Chris. Any
He does have a
Hoosiers.
big picture of Roger Moore in his kitchen.
I love that picture. I want
Me
one.
too. Chris,
well-
we're looking forward to having you back. I know it sounds like we're making fun of you, but that's because we love you.
Yeah, we only make fun of people that we love.
Yeah,
why.
Mario and I pick on each other all the time. So.
Exactly. But until then, man, we cannot wait to see Chris from British Bond Addict. If you guys haven't checked him out already, he's on Instagram. He's a good friend of ours, friend of the show. He'll be with
Always
us next
looking
week.
dapper.
Looking dapper. Will be joining us to watch Ransom with Sean Connery. We cannot wait for that episode. But until then, I've been Mario Lima.
And I've been Dylan Titus. And as always, folks,
Stay curious.
Connery Curious.
You've been listening to Connery Curious, a Titus Compositions and Friggin' Nerds Media podcast. Follow us on social media for updates, memes, and clips. Find us on Twitter at CuriousPod007 and on Instagram at Connery Curious. You can also visit Titus Compositions at Titus Compositions to hear other podcasts and original music, watch music videos, or even pick up a great vinyl record. For more discussion and content about your favorite films, comics, games, and a network for all things nerdy, visit Friggin' Nerds Media on Twitter at Friggin' Nerds. You can rate, review, and share the podcast in-app, which helps us grow the show and reach the other curious Connerys out there. Thanks for spending time with us, and have a great day, but also, remember, stay curious.
Tonight, our special report comes to you from the Happy Farm, the latest craze sweeping New York. Here, for a price, you can safely work out your fantasies of violence. Here, you can murder your father or your mother, or even both, which is easily the most popular crime on the program. And how are you going to kill your folks, miss?
Poison. I can't stand blood.
Why do you hate them?
Oh, I don't. It's just like they're, useless.
Don't you feel guilty?
I'd rather live with the guilt than with my parents.
What if they're watching this broadcast?
God. I hope so.